Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits. The pupil is dilated. The temperature appears to be normal.
심박수 측정.
I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
시작합니다. 10초 동안. 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟.
A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute. But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
무모하지만 이런 모먼트 좋아해.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but... what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes. And these 2 young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
좋아. 트렌드대로 목욕탕으로 가겠습니다. 그 전에 느낌표가 있으니까 조금만 보자. 블랙비터 철... 이거구나. 지난번 에피소드 사건 결말. 그리고 지금 현재 임무는 스트랜드 대로 목욕탕에서 레스트레이드 경감과 합류하십시오. 레스트레이드 역시 영어 이름은 입에 안 붙어. 왓슨 클로즈업은 처음 아닌가? 자주 해줬으면 좋겠구만.
Beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
용의자.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see.
보통 저러면은 범인 아니던데.
You
살해
found
흉기.
no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
목격자.
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
말해봤자 뭐. 어디 보자, 어디.
The steam room's on the other side.
Ah,
Mr.
yeah.
Holmes.
아니, 여긴 나가는 길이잖아. 영화 안 읽지. 아, 바로 옆에 있었네? 왜 못 봤지?
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
직원인가?
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentlemen had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
저 때는 목욕탕 쓰려면은 방문객 이름을 다 적었나 보지? 이름을 다 하네. 가볍게 패인 주름살. 가위로 인한 상처, 혼자서 머리 깎음, 홀로 생활함. 풀을 먹인 옥깃, 결벽증. 반짝이는 단추. 맨체스터 시티. 어? 뭐야? 오늘 보낸 정보? 응? 앨런 필립스. 필립스는 맨체스터 출신으로 목욕탕 손님들을 담당하는 솜씨 좋은 종업원이다. 오늘 아침 고향에 전보를 보내기 위해 자리를 비웠다. 증거예요. 아침에 보낸 전보. 아침 7시 30분경 필립스는 우체국에서 전보를 보냈다. 근무 시간에? 한증막으로 가봐야 되나?
These baths are becoming sinister.
저기 출구고 이쪽이었나?
expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
샴페인 술병?
An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled. Unopened, it was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session. Champagne for a special occasion. These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
다 똑같네. 근데 사우나에서 술 마셔도 되나? 알 수 없음.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
아휴, 내가 뭘 본 거라. 일단 조사는 해야지.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
아휴,
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
아,
Look,
반지 자국.
Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session.
Well, death is very recent, between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
더운 곳이어서 그런 거 아니야?
I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry, or he is an artist, or a ghost, or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
아유, 치웠네. 그러면은 이것도 역시나 조사
The brazier
가능하고.
is still burning. The heat here is extreme. It is too hot. I cannot reach into it. I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
안겨?
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
의외로 이건 또 안 가져가네. 용의자 한 명씩 말을 걸어볼까? 뭐야?
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
It's horrible. So Rodney, he's dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
딱히 여기선
I'm
다른
in
말
shock.
못하나 보지?
I don't want to talk.
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
다들 여기서 말을 못하겠다고 하시네.
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
T로 봐야 돼? 열쇠?
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
증기장치.
G. Newell and Sons, Steam Specialists, Seattle, WA. With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
증기가 가득이네, 한가득이네. 이걸 되돌리려고 티가 나온 거다. 그래. 막아야겠지?
Mr. Holmes?
Yes, I'm Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
괜찮지 않을까? 잠깐 기다리라고 할까?
Please wait, I need to do something first.
난 필립스한테 얘기를 하고. 한정실 열쇠.
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
You are not
이거지?
telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the
뒤에서
baths at
째려보는 거 봐.
7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see. There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
아무도 주문을 안 했다고? 중요한 건 아니겠지. 그럼 이제 가볼까? 괜찮겠지? 샴페인 뭐 다 조사했으니까 가자. 문 열어라.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
물론일세.
None, Lestrade.
소지품? 아, 이건 이따 경찰서 가고. 자, 그러면은 우선 베이커 가로 가서 분석부터 하고 가는 게 낫겠다. 분석은 여기에.
pyrite, otherwise known as fool's gold.
바보 뭐지?
Selenite.
회백토.
White clay particles. Interesting. According to the color and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay. Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to. The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region, located near the city of St. Albans.
다음 바로
Let us analyze this blood sample. This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange. Let us see what is inside it. Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface. I must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide.
이거 하라는 건가? 피펫. 떨어뜨리기. 한 번 더?
Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
뭐지? 끝이야? 일단 경찰국에 한번 가서 신문을 하고 뭘 또 어떻게 할지 고민을 해봐야겠다. 우선 여기 소지품부터 털어볼까?
This ring was most likely the one that Sir Rodney wore. He removed it before entering the steam room. An Egyptian symbol. It is a very old jewel. I see the join. This ring was repaired, and quite badly too, with silver.
Why on earth would they wear such a ring?
A very pertinent question.
아, 왓슨 뒤에서 따라왔구나. 전혀 몰랐네. 동전.
An old and rather dirty coin.
아, 다 챙겼어.
Rodney Bentcliffe's notebook. It may contain something of interest.
스케치?
The last pages were torn out. We must find a way of retrieving Sir Rodney's last lines. Watson, please prevent anyone from entering the room. But first, fetch me a pencil. To begin with, a few strokes of the pencil will be enough. I don't want to damage the traces.
내가 일일이 이걸 해야 돼. 오늘에서야 발견해냈어. 역사에 길이 남을 날이로군. 끝이니? 더 없니? 없나 보네.
And then to gently smudge the leftover pencil marks with a handkerchief. I'm sure that Watson won't mind if I use his.
Mr. Holmes, the coroner... But what are you doing? Tampering with the evidence?
I prefer to make them talk. Today, I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Sir Rodney was about to make an outstanding discovery.
Wonderful.
I could retrieve only the final words. The rest of it is lost. Perhaps the autopsy will assist us in that matter.
I'm not sure that I can allow you to inspect the body now.
I am sure that you must, Constable.
Well...
부검대상 로드니 벤트클리프 연령 63세 곡선형의 칼날에 관통당한 우측 안구가 파열되었다. 칼날은 전두골을 뚫고 들어가서 전두엽을 지나 뇌령을 찢어냈으며 손에까지 손상을 입은 피해자는 과다출혈로 사망했다. 해당 상처는 피해자의 사망에 직접적인 영향을 끼쳤다. 우측 폐의 상측엽에선 점액으로 둘러싸인 오래된 상처가 발견되었다. 또한 매장지에 대기를 들이마셨을 경우에 발생하는 만성 질환으로 인한 섬유세포 가닥 역시 발견되었다. 해당 질환은 무덤가에 묻힌 부패한 미라나 물기가 없는 상태로 부패한 음식물 등이 원인으로 밝혀졌다. 여타 장기에서는 손상된 부분이 발견되지 않았다. 오케이. 근데 이걸 누구한테 신문해? 이거랑 이걸? 모르겠네. 계속해서.
A hand-drawn map.
소지품 다 가져가, 다 가져가. 블링크혼.
An ordinary pencil.
그야 그렇지. 관리인 그레고리 비키니 블링크혼 씨께. 블링크혼 씨, 저는 어떻게 하면 목욕탕이 발전할 수 있는가에 초점을 두고 있는 사람입니다. 헌데 현재 당신의 지휘 하에 발굴이 이루어지고 있는 냉욕장에선 뚜렷한 성과가 없는 상황입니다. 유물을 발견하지도 대중들에게 냉욕장을 공개하지도 못하는 상태란 말입니다. 냉욕장은 로마식 목욕탕을 간접적으로 경험하는 데 있어 중요한 요소 중 하나입니다. 2달 후까지 발굴 작업을 완료해 주시기 바랍니다. 그럼 해당 기간 동안 고고학 연구를 마무리 지어 주시고 이제 다른 일을 알아보셔야 할 듯 합니다. 그레고리 피킨이 목욕탕 주인이고 블링크호는 고고학자고 그렇게 이해하면 되겠군. 게로.
When Garrow found Sir Rodney dead, he wiped the blood upon himself.
약품?
A phial with herbs. Do you know what it is, my dear fellow?
It's the St. John's wort flower, Holmes. It's commonly used as a drug against melancholia. However, an overdosage might lead to a rash or even hallucinations.
피킨.
An embroidered silk handkerchief.
그림에도 뭔가 의미가 있는 거 아닌가?
A fountain pen with solid gold trim.
뒤집어 봐야겠지.
Sir Gregory Pitkin's visiting card.
끝인가? 들어갈 일 없겠지. 일단 목욕탕 주인부터.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.